Hey everybody! Today I've got a really awesome craft tutorial to show you guys. I'm taking these very plain and simple glass candle dishes that I got from Ikea and I'm turning them into jewelry dishes. So I'm going to show you how to make them look really nice and something that you'll want to have on display in your bathroom. Some people put them beside their sink or on your night table or your dresser or wherever you're taking your jewelry off at the end of the night. This is just one of the ones that I made for myself, and all you do is at the end of the night, say you're washing your face, you just take your earrings off, your rings, and you just put them on there, and it's a nice little decorative place to hold your jewelry temporarily until you have time to reorganize it into its usual spot. So now that you know what we're doing, let's get started on that. Okay, let's first start with the things that you're going to need. Now I found these candle trays or candle plates at Ikea. I got 3 of them because I want to do 3, but you can do as many as you like. I think 3 is a good amount, but like I said, do as many as you feel. Then the second thing is this Martha Stewart glass paint. I've got a frost translucent. You can get several different kinds, and you can do whatever color you like. And then you're just going to need some foam brushes, some frog tape, an X-Acto knife, some circle stencils, or any other kind of stencils you'd like to use. You're also going to need some alcohol and some makeup remover pads or cotton pads. And so let's get started on this. Now the first thing we need to do is, since these have stickers on the back, we're going to remove the stickers. Okay, so I've got my stickers removed. These ones were really very easy to remove. The stickers came right off just by peeling, but you may need to soak them in warm soapy water to get those off. So first things first is we're going to take some cotton pads and we're going to soak them with alcohol a little bit. And then I'm just going to rub the surface where I'm going to be applying my paint. So I'm going to get it nice and clean and make sure that there's no debris or anything like that left on it. Once I'm done that, I'm just going to let it dry a few seconds. And then I'm ready to get started with my pattern. Okay, so the next thing, you're going to need your frog tape, or you can use any type of masking tape for this. Really, it doesn't have to be the frog tape for delicate surfaces or anything, just some masking tape. But this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. So just tear off some strips. In this case, I'm going to be doing a circle pattern that's going to go through from one side to the other, so I'm just going to cover the part that I need to cover for this one. So just tape your tray where you're going to be applying your pattern, and in this case for me it's just through the center. So this step is pretty easy and straightforward, so let's just speed things up here. Now you're going to take your stencil. I'm doing circles, so I'm going to use my circle stencil. And then you're just going to need a pen to outline those with. So I'm going to choose circles of varying sizes, and I'm just going to try to create a pattern that looks appealing using different sized circles. Okay, so there's my circle pattern. So once you get your pattern all drawn, you're going to need your X-Acto knife. And we're just going to use this to cut the shapes out. So just cut around the edge of your shape, and then afterwards we're going to remove those cut shapes. Once again, this is pretty straightforward. So let's get this project moving along here. Alright, so I've got all my circles cut now, all around their edges, and then I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife and lift it around the edge until I get a little lip that I can grab onto with my fingers and then just pull it off from there. So very carefully and gently and slowly pull it, just to make sure that you don't have any spots that are still attached around the edge, so that you don't lift the parts of the tape that you don't want to. So we're going to lift out all of those circles, and then we can move on to the next step. So now I've got one of my glass trays all finished and ready to be painted, and now I'm just going to do the same thing to these two, only I'm going to draw different patterns on each one. Okay, so here are my 3 patterns. Now, before you apply the paint, you really need to make sure that, as we did when we first started, the places where you're going to apply the paint have to be nice and clean. So I'm going to take a couple of Q-tips and I'm going to go over those sections with some more alcohol, just to make sure that they're really, really nice and clean. And so there we go. Now I'm ready to start painting. This is the fun part. So the color I picked was sort of a turquoise color, and that's one of my favorite colors, so that's why I chose that, but feel free to choose whatever colors you like, and you can mix and match. Okay, so I've got my spongy brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of the glass paint onto the tip of my brush, and I'm going to start applying it to each of the open sections in my pattern. I'm just going to do it in a dabbing motion. Since this is a frosted glass look, I want to give it that sort of textured frosted glass appearance, so it's going to look a lot more authentic. You can get this paint in a frosted transparent or glossy transparent or even in opaque colors, so go take a look and see what you can find. This is what I've chosen to use. If you prefer, you can do this to the back side of them so that the top of your surface still remains glossy, so that when you're picking up your jewelry and stuff, your nails aren't rubbing against the frost part. But it's all what you prefer. If you'd like to have it still glossy on the top, feel free to do the taping and everything on the back side, and all the painting and stuff on the back side instead. So I've got one all finished. At this point, if you feel like you need more paint, you can apply a little bit more over the top of that. Next, I'm going to do the same thing to my other 2 trays. So I've got all 3 of my trays painted and ready to go. I went over them again to add up more paint because I felt like I didn't have enough. But once you've got all 3 of your trays done, you're going to need to wait an hour, let them dry, and then after that we're going to remove the rest of our tape. Okay, so I've let mine dry for an hour, and now I'm going to remove the rest of my tape. Okay, so I've got all of the tape removed from my trays, and you're starting to be able to see what they're going to look like when they're finished. So now what we have to do is we have to bake these to cure them. Otherwise, it takes 21 days for this paint to cure just by air drying. So you want to make sure to put these in a cold oven so that they heat up gradually and slowly as the oven heats up. So let's go do that now. Okay, so I've got them in a cold oven and I've adjusted my rack so that they're in the very middle of the oven. So you now need to set to 350 and wait for the oven to heat up. Once the oven reaches the 350 degrees, then you're going to want to set your timer for 30 minutes. So once they've been in the oven for 30 minutes, you're going to turn off the oven and you're going to let them cool completely before taking them out. Okay, so now I've got my trays all finished. They cooked in the oven for 30 minutes. They're completely cool. So all you do at the end of the day when you want to wash your face or you're ready to go to bed, you just take your jewelry off and you have a cute little place to store your jewelry until you're ready to reorganize. And now I just have to wait a day before I can use them. So that's the tutorial, guys. It's pretty simple and easy to make your own jewelry dishes, and I think they're pretty cute. I wanted to thank you guys for coming and watching this video and taking some time out of your busy days to come and spend with me. I really appreciate it and I really love having you guys here. Don't forget that if you guys like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you want to join me other places on the internet, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and on my awesome blog where I'm doing other things that I may not be making videos of, so don't miss out on that. I'll be leaving all the information and all the links in the description of this video as I usually do, so you'll be able to find me anywhere you want and come and join in all the fun. And make sure you're not missing out on any of these awesome video tutorials that I'm making for you guys. That's it for this video, everyone, and I hope you all have a really, really awesome day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!